Mamie, good afternoon. Welcome.
Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I can see your screen, yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, that's good.
Okay, we are live.
Great.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. How are you today? Happy Sunday. Trust we're all having an amazing day. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so I am going to be handing us over to Coach Nene, who is going to take over from me. So if you're online, let me just see your emojis as we welcome Coach Nene. Coach Nene, over to you.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you had a fantastic time in church today. So we'll be talking about foundations for success. And we'll be talking about universal laws part 1. And it is known as universal laws because it applies to everyone. You know, there are some places where you say, oh, okay, because I'm in this region, this law applies to me. Or because I'm in that region, this law applies to me. So this law doesn't apply to me because I'm in this region. I'm not in that region. I'm in region 1. So region 2 laws do not apply to me. But that is not how it is here. These universal laws, it applies to everybody. So it's good to know the law and know how to apply it. So today we'll be talking about, we'll just take 3 laws today, continue next week. So we'll be talking about law of compatibility, law of attraction, and law of concentration. So we'll start with the introduction, unlocking the power of universal laws. Now, the truth of the matter is, if you know about these universal laws, you know how to make use of it, and you know how to use it so that it will work for you. So we are going to explore these 3 amazing laws. These laws are amazing, and it can help you achieve your goals and to live a happy life. But you'd have to have your goals, know what you want, so you know how to apply the laws. If you do not have a goal, then you wouldn't be able to apply the laws. So let's talk on law of compatibility. Now, what do you understand by compatibility? What do you understand? If you can write it in the comment section, that would be good. So, but I'll just go ahead. So the law of compatibility is just like attracts like terms attract. So this law says that things that are similar or compatible will attract each other. Just like how magnets attract similar metals, our thoughts and feelings attract similar experiences. So, example, you hear the expression, birds of the same feather flock together. So it means that people who are alike, they attract each other. They come together, they attract each other, they are friends. So that is just what this law of compatibility is. Like attracts like. So if you are kind and you are friendly, you'll attract friends who are kind and friendly too. I don't know if you've seen a situation where you see this very kind girl very fantastic person. But the kind of friend the person has, you'll be like, this does not fit you. Why are you, this person is not supposed to be your friend now, because the person who you are saying is not supposed to be her friend or his friend does not behave like him. So that is why, or does not behave like her. And you'll see that there's a difference. So like attracts like. Then which other examples can you come up with? If you can come up with more examples, would like to hear, would like to know about more examples. But that's just basically what it is. You attract those who are just like you. And so those who are not like you tend to stay away from them. And so you see those that are bullies. If you are not a bully, you'd likely not be friends with someone who is a bully. Because if the person is behaving badly, you wouldn't want to stay near that person. You wouldn't like it. So, that is the law of compatibility. Once you know about this law, it's going to help you in achieving your goals. You will attract, for example, you have a vision. You want to help people. You are kind. You want to give to the needies. Maybe that is your vision. That is your goal. Or you want to do a project. By the time you think about it, you'll attract people of like minds. You attract people who also want to help, people who want to give. It may not be the same project that you want to give into, but these people are givers. They also want to give. So that is the law of compatibility. Once you know this law, you'd know how to apply it. You'd know what to do at every point in time. So let's move on to the second law, the law of attraction. So have you ever experienced this? Because this law of attraction is just your thoughts create your reality. This law states that your thoughts and feelings attract experiences that match them. So what you focus on grows. And I'm sure if you really think about it, you'll see that you've had experiences like that where your thoughts attract the things that you're thinking about. Yeah, someone says things that can attract. That is the law of attraction. So when you think about something, it will create an experience, it will create feelings concerning that. So that is why we advise you, do not focus on negative things. Because once you focus on negative things, you would see yourself having the negative experiences because it will attract experiences that match them. That is the law of attraction. So if you walk into a room, maybe you are going somewhere, you are going for a class, you are just going somewhere to a gathering where people are, where other children are, or where people are. And then before you enter, you already think in your head, oh, they don't love me, or nobody loves me. They are not going to accept me. They will not like me. Now, these are negative thoughts. By the time you keep on thinking it, you will feel like as if you are not liked because your thoughts will generate that feeling. So when you already feel, oh, they don't like me, they will not accept me, when I talk, they'll not listen to me, you're already starting to feel that way. Now, what will it make you do? Unconsciously, it's going to make you defensive. Unconsciously, it's going to make you feel timid. So that when you now enter into that gathering, anybody that just says hi, you'll be very suspicious. Why is this person saying hi to me? Why is he looking at me like that? Oh my God, are you seeing the way that girl is looking at me? She's looking at me like as if, is my dress not fine? So, those are the thoughts that will cross through your mind because you're already defensive. Because you've been thinking that when you get in there, they're not going to accept you or they're not going to like you. And so in your head, you will begin to come up with things that are not true. You begin to think, oh, they are looking at me somehow. They are not looking at you anyhow. It's just because you've been thinking that they will not like you. That is the way the law of attraction happens. So because you're already defensive, you're already giving these vibes that, don't come near me. See, I know they agree. You know, those are the vibes that you're already giving. So people don't want to come near you because they can already say, I just said hi to her and she's behaving somehow. She didn't even respond. So nobody would want to come near you. And because of that, you are living out your thoughts. You have attracted that experience to you, the experience about not being liked. And now let's give another example, a very good example. Now, if you think positively about passing a test, now we talked about the negative one, let's talk about the positive one. If you think positively about passing a test, you will feel confident and prepared. In fact, before you even open your book to read for that test, you already feel confident because you're like, it's not this subject that is very easy. I understood everything the teacher said. By the time you keep on talking to yourself, I can do it now, I can pass it. That confidence is already building in you. You feel positive, you feel, in fact, it's absolute that you're going to pass the test. So it's going to make you confident and prepared that even when you open your book and start reading, you'll just be understanding, everything will just be moving smoothly like that. And then when you enter the exam hall, because you already feel confident and prepared, you remember everything that you have read. I'll give you an example. So I do not have a tech background, right? I've been having admin background and all that. So I decided to pick up a skill. I mean, tech is the in thing now, right? So I decided to pick up a skill. And the skill that was available for me to pick up at that time was web development. So this is someone that I didn't have any form of background in programming, in tech, in anything like that. And so I just sat down. The first class that they had for the programming, I was just staring and I was asking myself, please, who sent you? What are they saying? But I told myself, you can do it. It's not just programming. It's not just programming. I've never done programming before. I just told myself, you can do it. It's just programming now. All you need to do is just to break it down. Listen to what they are saying, and then you'll be able to understand it. And I now said, okay, so, but the people who are programming already, they don't have two heads. They can do it. So if they can do it, that means I can do it. And I decided to say, okay, fine, let me try. I told myself, every time I told myself, you can do it. You can do it. You will learn it. It's very simple. You can understand it. You understand everything that they are teaching you. And I kept on telling myself that. And before I knew what was happening, I started coding. I was like, what? I coded the assignments they gave us. I passed it. I kept on doing the assignments. I kept on until they called me to join them in a project that they were doing. And that was because I thought positively that I could do it. So if I did not think positively, if I had already given up on myself, I wouldn't have been able to do it. And so let's move on. How does the law of attraction work? We've already explained it, that your thoughts create feelings. You see, you may not know it, but your thoughts are very powerful. Your thoughts are powerful. Your thoughts are very powerful. They create feelings which attract experiences that shape your life. And once the feelings are created, feelings will attract similar experiences. It's just like, they're like brothers or friends. Anyhow you want to say, you could say, okay, maybe they're brothers or they are friends. So it starts with your thoughts. Your thought is brother one. It will now create feelings, which is brother two. And so brother one will go and call brother two, hey, come, let's play together. So your thoughts it has created the feelings. And the feelings now say, oh, do you know what? Let's call brother three, which is your experience. So these feelings will attract similar experiences to make it a reality. And now these experiences will now shape your reality. So instead of wasting your time thinking, dwelling on negative thoughts, why not just spend that same time and energy to dwell on positive thoughts? It's not hard. What reality do you want? You want to see yourself passing? And so think good thoughts, positive thoughts. Oh, I'm going to make it. You see yourself getting a scholarship? Dwell on that thought. I'm going to get this scholarship. I'm going to pass. I'm going to excel. I'm going to be the best in my class. By the time you keep on dwelling on those thoughts, it will create a very fantastic feeling in you. It will create a hopeful feeling, a very good feeling in you. And then the feelings will now attract that experience. And then the experience will now shape your reality. And now let's move on to the third law. Oh, so before we move on to the third law of concentration, can you share with us your experiences? If you've experienced something like that with the law of compatibility, have you experienced anything like that? Share with us your experiences on the law of compatibility and also the law of attraction. I have a lot of experiences. And then I have a lot of experiences in the law of compatibility and also in the law of attraction. So share with us your experiences. We would like to find out. So we'll learn from each other. If you had a negative thought and then finally everything turned out well, how did you change it to being positive? So we'd like to know and share with us. Now, let's move on. So the law of concentration. We all know what concentration is. Concentration is when you focus on something. So the law of concentration, focus your mind. Once you focus your mind on something, you will achieve your goals. When you focus on something, whatever it is that you focus on, you pour your energy on, you will surely achieve it. If you focus on a subject that is difficult, pick a difficult subject, focus on it. Before you know what's happening, you'll scale through because you have concentrated and focused on it. All your energy, you pour your energy, your attention. Before you know, you will crack that course and then you pass it. And now the law of concentration says that focusing your mind on a specific goal will help you achieve it. Concentration is key. That's just it. Instead of being distracted, thinking about a lot of things at the same time, or you're thinking of A, you're thinking of B, you're thinking of C, oh my goodness, I'm thinking of Y, I'm thinking of T, thinking about a lot of things. Why not just narrow your energy, your focus on A? Focus your mind on a specific goal and you will achieve it. Concentration is key. If you see yourself not doing well in a particular area, go back, ask yourself what happened. It could be that maybe you weren't focusing and then you focus on that area. So would like to hear experiences that you had that shaped your you achieving your goal, that helped you achieve your goals, that shaped what you achieved, your achievements. Would like to hear that. Now, let's move on. So if you want, just like I said, if you want to learn a new skill, focus on practicing it every day. They say practice makes perfect. Now, how does practice make perfect? It is because you just focused on it. So if you want to learn, which skill do I pick now? Maybe machine learning, AI. Yeah, AI, how to train them. So all you need to do is maybe 1 hour a day, practice. Every hour, every day, focus your mind on it. And at the end of 1 month, if you go back and check, you'd see that you have made a lot of progress. You have gone past where you were. In fact, this was not how you started. So if you want to learn a new skill, focus on practicing it every day. If there's a subject, maybe mathematics, that you are not very good at, focus on it, practice every day, carve out 30 minutes, practice. At the end of a month, you'll see your progress. You'll see that you have made a lot of progress. So whatever it is that you focus on, you will achieve it. In fact, that is so true. I have experiences in it. Now, would like to hear some of your experiences. If you can tell us how you focused on something that was difficult for you, how did you achieve it? How did you achieve it? How did How did you achieve it? How did you go past it? Would like to know. Now, applying the laws, putting it all together. How do you apply these laws? We've talked about the law of compatibility. We've talked about the law of attraction. And then we've talked about the law of concentration. We know that the law of compatibility is that like attracts like. So I'm a kind person, I'll attract kind people. I'm a focused person, I'll attract focused people. So I know that I'm in a certain way, I'll attract people of that certain way. Now, if you see yourself attracting people you do not like, then you need to do a self-appraisal. You need to check yourself and ask yourself, why am I attracting these people? And then you need to go back to the drawing board and then begin to change things in your life. If you attract people who are mean, maybe you have been showing some people your mean streak without knowing that you've been doing it. Maybe you've been unkind to some people without even knowing. So if you go back and you check yourself and you see that, oh my God, I've been unkind to some people, and then you intentionally change it, then you begin to attract the kind of people you want in your life. Now, we all know these laws. How do you apply them? And knowing how to apply them will help you achieve your goals. If you have a goal and you know how to apply these laws, you'll be able to achieve them. Practice positive thinking to attract good experiences. That is the law of attraction. So now, how do you do that? Before you start up on a project or at the beginning of the school term, let's start with that. At the beginning of the school term, think, I'm going to be the best student in my class. And keep on saying that to yourself. I'll be the best student in my class. I'll do fantastically well. I'll ace all my subjects. I will not have any low score. Everything I will do it well. By the time you keep on thinking these positive thoughts, it's going to create that feeling of self-confidence, that feeling that you have already achieved it. It's going to create that very good feeling in you. And then it will now start attracting that experience. Now, that is the law of attraction. That is applying the law in your life. And then let's talk about the law of concentration. How do you apply it? When you focus on your goals, you achieve them. What is your goal? Your goal is that you'll be the best student. That is your goal. Your goal is that you will be the best student for that academic year. Or for this term, I will be the best student. I'll be the top of my class. Now that is your goal. What do? You concentrate. You focus on your goals. And then by the time you focus on your goals, you begin to draw a plan. Okay, so how many subjects are we doing this term? We're doing maybe 9 subjects. And then you drop a timetable that even when you leave school, you have a timetable that you will study. You'll study those subjects. And now that is you concentrating. That is you focusing on your goal to be the best student of your class for that term. And so because you have drawn up a timetable, you are focusing. When others are playing, you are studying. And now that is law of concentration. You have focused on your goal. And then at the end of the school term, you'll find out that you have achieved your goal of being the best student in your class. And now let's talk about the law of compatibility. How do you apply it, especially to this your goal of being the best student in your class? Now, by the time you begin to think and act in a certain way, you attract people to you. So surround yourself with people who share your values. You can't want to be the best student in your class, and then you now surround yourself with people who do not like to read, with people who like to play, with people who, when you say, oh, okay, come, let's talk about this subject. I did not understand this part. They'll tell you, leave it, Joe. Are you the, what are you? Are you the teacher? Leave it. Are you the class monitor or something? No, don't associate yourself with those kind of people because they do not share your values. They do not share this value of focus, of concentration. They don't. And so leave them, attract people who share the same values with you. Apply people who are serious-minded, people who also want to be the best in their class. And that is the way it works. So by the time they see you that you're a serious student, you are studying, you do your homework, you answer questions, when they give you tests, you pass, the people who also want to do well, they will come to you. They'll be attracted to you. They'll want to have the same results that you have. They'll want to be your friend. They'll want to study with you. So because of that, they'll hang around you. That is how you can apply the law of compatibility, the law of concentration, and the law of attraction. And so when you apply these three laws to your goal, any goal that you have, surely you'll achieve it. So by the time this is your goal of being the best student, you think about it. Firstly, you think about it that this is what I want to do. By the time you keep on thinking and dwelling in that thought of being the best student in your class, you would create that good feeling and then attract experiences that will make it a reality. And then you focus on your study because you know what you want to achieve. You concentrate, you draw a plan, a reading plan, a study plan, and then you follow it, you focus on it. And then because of what you are doing, because of your focus, your concentration, your results are being seen. You are passing your tests. It's now going to attract people who also want to have the same results as you. And so do you know any real life examples? Anyone who has gone through, do you know anyone who has applied these laws and achieved goals? And I can see people's dreams, they swim, goal of playing football. Good, if you know you have the goal of playing football, practice, focus on it, concentrate, practice. And by the time you continue to practice, you'll get better and you'll attract people who are good in it. So now, if you want to be a swimmer, continue to practice. Maybe you want to represent Nigeria in the Olympics. That is a fantastic goal. If you want to represent Nigeria in the Olympics, that's fantastic. All you need to do, continue to swim. You'll get better at it. By the time you keep on practicing, you concentrate, you attract other people who will encourage you, other people who are also practicing to achieve something. Yeah, someone says iron sharpens iron. So your compatibility is necessary. That is very true. Iron sharpens iron, and your compatibility is very necessary. So you need those who will encourage you. That is iron sharpening iron. You need those who will encourage you, who will push you forward, like the swimmer. And before you know what's happening, you will make it. Yes, make friends that are good. Someone says, I focus on passing my biology exam by concentrating on my book and practicing what I learned. That is true. So by the time you focus on your book, you concentrate, and then you practice what you have learned, you will see the results because it's not rocket science. As you read, what you read is what they'll ask you in your exam. What you are taught in school is what they'll surely ask you in the exam. And so when you read what you are taught in school, you would know what to write when the exam comes out. So it's not rocket science. I had a goal of learning piano, and then I focused on learning about the instrument with the notes. Yes, that is true. That is very good. So now you want to learn piano, and because of that, you have a plan. That is where making plan comes in. You know that you can't just jump in and start pressing the piano keys. No. Firstly, you focus on learning about the instrument with the notes. When you have a basic understanding of the instrument and the notes, then it will be easy for you. It will be easy for you to learn the piano. That is very good, Thando. That is very good. So now, do you know anybody? Can you give us example of people who you know put these into practice? How do you think they achieved it? Or how did it go? Do you know anybody? I can give you examples. What about J.K. Rowling? Who knows J.K. Rowling? Harry Potter. So now J.K. Rowling, she wrote a lot of scripts, a lot of books, and she was rejected. She wrote a whole lot, and a lot of publishers rejected her till Harry Potter. And we all know how Harry Potter went. So did she give up? No, she did not. What did she do? She thought to herself, I can do this. Positive thoughts. No matter how many times I have been rejected, surely, surely, I'm going to be a best-selling author. I'm going to be a published best-selling author. That was what she was thinking. And now, that was why, as she was thinking, it gave birth to feelings, positive feelings. And that was why, after many rejections, she didn't stop. She didn't give up. A lot of people who do not think positively, by the time they get 2, 3, 4 rejections, they'll not give up. Ah, nobody loves my script. Nobody loves me. Every time I'm submitting script and people are not even, they don't even want to see it. No, she wasn't like that. What she did was she continued. She pushed on. She continued submitting and submitting till someone took a chance on her. And that was how she was able to be a best-selling published author. What about Malala? Who knows Malala? The lady who fought for female education. Did she focus on the obstacles? She did not. She focused on education. She kept on saying that they deserve to get an education. She focused on it. And before you knew, the world heard about her. Despite the obstacles that she faced, she focused, she was talking about education. She did not listen to what people were saying. She did not listen to the negative talk that people were throwing at her. No, she did not. And then, before you know what's happening, she achieved her goals. Someone said Ben Carson. Yes, I like that. I like that example of Ben Carson. Despite the obstacles, his shortcomings, he wanted to be a great surgeon. And then that was it. Ben Carson is well known now. He's a great surgeon. Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela is another great person that did not focus on the negatives. He was in prison for a very long time. And then he came out. What was his focus on? His focus was on freedom. Freedom for the people. That was just what Nelson Mandela wanted. Freedom. Freedom for the people. And he kept on saying it. And, that was what he focused on. And he kept on thinking. Did he think negatively? If he thought negatively, his time in prison could have just killed that dream of freedom for the people. But because he held on, he concentrated that no matter what he faced, no matter the obstacles, freedom for the people. That was what he held on to. And what happened? After so many years in jail, after so many years in prison, when he was released, he became the president. And what happened? Freedom. The South Africans, they got their freedom. Someone said, Wole Soyinka. Well, Wole Soyinka, yes, he's a well-known writer. Mark Zuckerberg, Katherine Johnson, Elon Musk. Elon Musk, someone said Elon Musk failed and lost money, but still pushed on and practicalized his ideas. That is good. And that is someone who did not give up. Elon Musk, I think he's the richest man in the world right now. That is Elon Musk. He is the richest. If he had given up all the times that he failed, and all the time that he failed and lost money, would he have been the richest man now? No. Who knows the Tesla car, the electric Tesla car? That is Elon Musk. Now he's the owner of X that used to be Twitter. That is Elon Musk. So he did not give up. He pushed on, and then he achieved his goal. Even the person that did the light bulb, I think it's Benjamin Franklin. He failed 99 times, and the 100th time, that was when he got it. So there are lots of people in history Mo Farah, someone says Mo Farah. Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks is another one. Rosa Parks, maybe read up on Rosa Parks. If you don't know about her, read up on her, and then you will see what she did for the people. So now, let's continue. We've talked about Malala. We've talked about J.K. Rowling. Now, these two people are examples of people who they knew what they wanted. They had a goal, they had a vision, and they focused on it. They did not allow any obstacle to hold them down. They did not allow anybody, any negative talk to veer them off the path. You know, there are some times when we'll be on a certain path, want to achieve something. And then instead of having positive people around us, that is where the law of compatibility comes in handy. You need to have positive people around you, people who would support you when the going gets tough, because the going will get tough. So when I mean the going getting tough is at some point, it may be a little bit difficult. Maybe you're studying and you're not understanding. Are you going to give up on studying? No. Are you going to give up on your goal on being the best student? No, you won't. It may seem overwhelming, but you need someone who would encourage you. And that was what these people did. They had encouragers because they didn't listen to the negative voices that were telling them, you cannot achieve it. You see, you that are focusing on education, you will not achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve without education. J.K. Rowling did not listen to whomever, all those people who were rejecting her. All she did was she focused because she had at least have one person who is encouraging you. These people had at least one person encouraging them. And then they focused on their goals. Even when all the negative talks came, all the negative of the obstacles came, they did not move away from that path. You know, sometimes if we don't have enough people encouraging us, when it becomes overwhelming, when it gets a little bit tough, we'll seem to take a step back. We'll seem to say, oh, maybe I bit off more than I could chew. You'd seem to say, well, maybe things are not working the way I thought it was going to. I think maybe I should just give up a little bit, or I just want to take a step back. I've done it several times. I was trying to do something. I was trying to publish a book. It just wasn't working out. Everything I did, I kept on. And in my mind, I was like, what's going on? I just said, okay, do you know what? This is stressing me. I don't like the stress. Let me just take a step back. Let me take a step back. 1 month passed. I did not publish that book. So once you decide to say, okay, do you know what? Let me just rest. Let me take a step back. Before you know, time will pass and you may not be able to achieve your goals. And even if you do achieve it, you may not achieve it as at when you wanted to achieve it. And so that is why it's good to push on, no matter what, concentrate, no matter what, push on, concentrate. Don't listen to the naysayers, don't listen to the negative talk. Ask yourself, what do I want? What do I want to achieve? What is my goal? Write it down so you would see it, because if you don't write it down, when it becomes overwhelming, you can forget. If you wanted to achieve 5 things, when it becomes overwhelming, you can drop one. You forget and you drop one. Okay? So it's best to write everything down, refer to it all the time, be your own greatest cheerleader. You can have your parents to also encourage you, or a guardian, or a mentor. Let them encourage you. Focus on whatever it is, on your goals. Think positive thoughts. Tell yourself you can do it. Don't listen to those people that are trying to lie to you to tell you that you cannot do it. Don't listen to them. Focus, think positive thoughts. Those positive thoughts will bring the experience and make it a reality. Okay? And then attract those people who are just like you, who also want to achieve goals. Now, on the last slide on the conclusion, unlock your potential. We all have a lot of potential, but we don't seem to be doing a lot with it. Maybe because we do not know. Okay, right now we know. We now know that we have a lot of potential. We all know that we can unlock our potentials. We can unlock it. So what is stopping you? Remember, you have the power to create your reality. You have the power to create reality. Tell yourself, I have the power to create my reality. Type it in the chat box. I have the power to create my reality. Because you have the power to create your reality. How do you create your reality? We've all given you the steps, these laws, the law of compatibility, the law of attraction, and the law of concentration. Now, these are ways that you can create your reality. You have the power to create your reality. You know how to create your reality because we have talked about it. Use these universal laws to achieve your dreams and to live a happy life. How many of us are going to start doing that? Me, I'm the first. I'm going to start doing it. I'm going to start thinking positive thoughts about myself, about all the goals that I want to do. And I'm going to start attracting people who are just like me, people who would support me, people who would help me achieve my goals. And I'm going to focus on them. Start applying these laws today and watch your life change. Because there is no way you'll apply these laws that your life will not change. Remember, you have the power to create your reality. No matter what your goal is, no matter what your reality you want to be, no matter what it is, you have the power to create it. And how do you create it? Write it in the chat box. How you can create your reality. Write it in the chat box. The law of compatibility, the law of attraction, and the law of concentration. These are the ways you can create that fantastic reality that you want. But firstly, you need to start thinking of your goals. You need to start thinking of goals. Do you have goals? If you do not have goals, sit down and ask yourself, what do I want? What do I want to achieve? What do I want to be known for? I want to be known as a kind person. I want to be known as a good person. I want to be known as that person that is always topping the class. Now, by the time you come up with that goal, you will begin to make plans. You will begin to think on it, think positive thoughts, attract people that just like that so that they can help you, attract people who also want to achieve goals, who are serious-minded and focused. So write in the chat box, 2 things you have to write. I have the power to create my own reality. I need you to say to yourself constantly so that you will know that you have the power to create your reality. I need you to do that. And then secondly, write down how you can create your reality. But you see, it starts with having a goal. You must have a goal. It starts with having a goal. You must have your goals. Write them down. Now, write down how you can create your reality. Thank you very much. Start applying these laws today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for listening. Over to you, Coach Christine. Coach Christine or Coach Bemisola, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Coach Nene. That was amazing. Can we all say a big thank you to Coach Nene for that amazing session? Can I see your love in the comment section? Can we say thank you so much, Coach Nene? It was an amazing session. Wow. Wow. I learned a lot. I learned a lot. I learned a lot. Okay, so any question? We have 10 more minutes to go. Yeah, that should be 11 minutes to go. Any question? If you have your questions, please, now is the best time to ask your questions, okay? Sorry, you cannot see my face. I'm not at home, all right? Any question? Any question? Any question? All right, I'm seeing a lot of love in the comment section. So, Coach Nene, our ambassadors are in love with you. They are sending you a lot of thank you, a lot of love. That is amazing. All right, no questions. So tell me, what is your take home from all that was taught today? What is your take home from all that was taught today? The law of compactability, the law of attraction, the law of concentration. Wow, these three powerful laws. All right, so I'm waiting for your response in the comment section. Tell me, what is your major take home from today's class? All right, so Michelle is okay. Michelle said, "Sir, you said we should remind you of something." Wow, amazing. Michelle has a retentive memory. She actually remembered my request. Okay, thank you so much for that reminder. I will do that. So good luck. David said, I have the power to create my own reality. Law of compatibility, attraction, and concentration. That is amazing. You have the power to create your own reality. I have the power to create my reality. Okay. So nobody should create your reality. You have that power. Thank you so much. Good luck. That was amazing. Who else? Your major takeaway from today's class. Bukola said, I will work hard to achieve my goals. Amazing. Amazing. That is great. Some of you have vacated already for the session, and next session is coming up. I believe you'll be setting amazing goals and you'll be ready to smash them. Thank you so much, Bukola. Who else? Divine Stone said, I got the power to create my reality. Thank you so much, Coach Nene. Oh, beautiful. I love that. Chidima said, I can do anything through Christ that strengthens me. Wow, amazing, amazing. Ola Gunju said, I learned about the law of compatibility, attraction, and concentration. Okay, so we've learned so much. We've learned so much. Please remember to put to practice what you've learned. Okay, if you have been entertaining negative thoughts, stop. Replace them with positive thoughts. Think positivity. Think, you know, think big. Think great. All right. Malobo said, your thinking determines your future. Yes, that is it. Your thinking determines your future. All right. So if you want to have a beautiful future, you need to change your thinking. All right. Let me take the last one. Okay. I learned that what you focus on grows. I learned that what you focus on grows. Beautiful. Thank you so much, David. What you focus on begins to grow. If you focus on negativity, you are feeding negativity. If you focus on positivity, you are feeding positivity. All right. So let's take our Pdac creed before I make the announcements. All right. So give me some minutes so I can share my screen. All right. I hope you can see my screen. Okay, so let's take our Pdac creed together. Just repeat after me, okay? I am a Pdac ambassador. I am a child of God. I understand myself. I discover, develop, and unleash my God-given potential. I have strong beliefs and values that guide my actions and decisions. I cultivate good habits and follow principles that leads me to success. I am a confident and inspiring speaker. I dream big dreams, set smart goals, make great plans, and take quick steps to make my dreams come true. I am a great leader. I inspire myself and others to achieve great things. I am excellent in my academics. I love to learn new things. I believe in myself and I have a positive self-image. I understand and manage my emotions well, and I am sensitive to others' feelings. I am proud to be a Pdac ambassador and will fulfill my duties with love, respect, excellence, and dedication. So help me God. Amen. So give yourselves a round of applause. All right. So now this is the announcement. I don't know if you remember our summer boot camp. Who remembers our summer boot camp? Let me see the comment section. How many remember? Good. Yes, you remember our summer boot camp, right? So who can tell me what do we do during our summer boot camp? What do we do during our summer boot camp? I remember it was during the summer boot camp I got to meet a lot of you, okay? So what do we do during the summer boot camp? Who can tell me what do we do during the summer boot camp? Anyone? Okay, so during the summer boot camp, we read 30 books throughout the month of August. We read 30 amazing books throughout the month of August. So our summer boot camp for this year is coming up and it's going to be fantastic. Oh, we have a lot of surprise for this year's summer boot camp. And guess what? We have a lot of new books that we'll be introducing. So you need to sign up for the summer boot camp. All right. So tell your mommy, tell your daddy, tell your guardian that the summer boot camp is already what's around the corner. You know, the year is running very fast. Now we are in April, before you know, May, June, July, August. So tell your parents to register you for the summer boot camp. It's going to be amazing. Oh, we are going to read 30 amazing books, and especially the new books that we have in store for you. All right. So I'll be looking forward to seeing every one of you in the summer boot camp. After the 30 days, you will not just be the same person again. You cannot be the same. After 30 days of reading, it's not possible. All right. So that is the announcement. Hopefully by next week Sunday, if we are, if we are done with our class, just like we finished on time today, I will play the short video so that you can, watch and see for yourself. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining us today. Do have an amazing and lovely week and happy holidays to everyone that has gone on vacation. Okay. So goodbye, everyone. See you next week. Bye.